Sir, shall we continue, sir? Shall we start, sir?
Yes, we can
Yes,
start.
sir.
Am I visible?
Going, sir. Participants will come and join, sir. In between.
Yeah. Am I visible on screen?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, I have to give introduction about you, sir. Just give me 5 minutes, sir.
Yeah, no problem. Take it. Yeah, thank you.
Good evening to one and all present here. My humble and cordial welcome to one and all who has given the presence here. So I am honored by taking this opportunity to introduce our chief guest, Mr. R. Abhishek Castro, sir. So he is an advocate of Madras High Court. So he has completed his degree BCom LLB in the Soil University in Chennai. So sir has a founder and president chairperson of the Castolia Foundation. Sir has certified the International Blockchain Advisor. So he has a permanent ambassador of a Indian Mediation Week. So Sir has done and Sir has addresses 100 plus national and international paper presented, and he has also published the papers. In this session, we are going to receiving knowledge from our sir, receiving knowledge about the legal aspect of the alternative dispute resolution as well as in the speedy justice, how it can be giving in court proceedings. So we are proudly overjoyed and waiting for a humble word, sir. So sir, please, time is yours, sir. You can continue the session, sir.
Thank you, Captain Banu, for your wonderful introduction. I'm very much happy to be here in the midst of the young minds, the legal fraternity, the professors, and the scholars, researchers, etc. Before I begin the session, I would like to thank Savitra School of Law, SciMaths, for inviting me to deliver the lecture on topic alternative dispute resolution and speedy justice. And I would like to thank Mr. Nasir Hussain, who has given me this opportunity. And I thank everyone. Vanakkam, good evening to all. So, this topic, the alternative dispute resolution and speedy justice, is a topic which have to be addressed in this court actually. So, why this topic have to be addressed? Because in Indian judiciary, as L.J. Yall, the great law scholar, the L.J. Yall, used to say, one quote, the justice is not lying in the forms of law. The justice is lying in the spirit of law. This is the words of L.J. Yall. So he says that the justice is not lying in the different forms of law, the procedures, or etc., whatever it might be. But the justice is lying on the spirit of the law. What the law spirit we have, the legal fraternity. What kind of efforts we are going to take to render justice to the common man and the poor and the underprivileged. This is very important. So the spirit of law is very important. There the justice lies, there the justice relies, and that is the main aim of justice. So speedy justice. So that's the reason I added with the alternative dispute resolution that the word of speedy justice in the topic. So the Indian judiciary, the legal fraternity, we all must know, we all must raise up questions to us. Whether we have speedy justice, we have a lot of pendency of cases in the High Court, Supreme Court, and all the courts across India. And then there is a lot of pendency of cases, and then there is a lot of burden on the courts also. So what will be the solution? What will be the solution for this? And how the justice can be rendered to the people in a proper time, within a proper time, and timely disposal of the cases, and then the speedy justice. So we all know this is the contemporary issue prevailing in the Indian judiciary. You all know that very well. So now I would like to share my PPT for today's presentation. I prepared a PPT. This is my own preparation. Host kindly able me to screen share me. It is disabled. Kindly able me to share the screen. Afrin, can you allow me to share the screen?
Yes, sir. Just a minute, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, just a minute, sir.
Yeah. I'll wait.
Sir, now you can able to access it.
Yeah. My screen is visible.
Yes.
Yes. So, today's topic of this alternative dispute resolution or the external dispute resolution typically denotes a wide range of dispute resolution process techniques that act as a means for disagreeing parties to come to an agreement, a sort of litigation, a collective term for the ways that parties can settle disputes with the help of a third party. However, ADR is also increasingly being adopted as a tool to help settle disputes alongside the court system itself. So the ADR is a dispute resolution, the dispute settlement mechanism. So there is a dispute between two parties. The two parties have to settle the dispute. So they will be setting up a mediator, an arbitrator, a conciliator, a person who is a negotiator as a third party. He will be a third party. So he will be deputed to the work, and then he will be settling and helping the two parties to come to a consensus and settlement of a dispute by doing a resolution process. In Tamil, we say Tirmanam, resolution, a consensus and then settlement of dispute and a resolution between two parties. And this will not be happening inside the court. This will be happening outside the court. So in the court, the judge, the justice will be deciding and he will be rendering the justice. In ADR, it will be a third party who will be deputed as an arbitrator. He will be helping them to come to a consensus and sort out the dispute between them. So there are various types of alternative dispute resolution, the negotiation, mediation, and then collaborative efforts of the parties, and then arbitration and conciliation. So I'll go fast. The time given to me is half an hour, so I have to rush up, but I have to give you a good message through this webinar. That is very important. That's the reason I'm going very fast. The concepts. The conciliation may simply facilitate communication or may help direct and structure a settlement, but they do not have the authority to decide or rule on a settlement. So the conciliator, what he will do, he may facilitate the communication between the parties. He may help them and direct them and structure out the settlement. This will be the solution. This will be the settlement between you people. But he cannot have any authority or power to decide or rule on a settlement. This is conciliation. And arbitration, we all know very well. Arbitration systems authorize a third party to decide how a dispute should be resolved. And then in this arbitration, the arbitrator will pass a resolution and he will ask the parties to follow the resolution. And he will typically, what to say, participation is typically voluntary, and there is a third party who has a private judge. He will be acting like a private judge to impose the resolution on the parties. And arbitrations often occur because parties to contracts agree that any future dispute concerning the agreement arbitration before entering into any agreement. The parties when they enter into agreement, in the agreement itself they'll be having an arbitration clause, and then in the arbitration clause they'll be mentioning that if any dispute arise in the course of
our journey as parties in this agreement, we have to settle this dispute through an arbitration. So they will be having an arbitration agreement between them. So this is through arbitration and mediation. As she informed about my profile, I was working as a permanent ambassador in the Indian Mediation Week, and I was conducting mediation drive in the city of Chennai to the slum areas and the poor people in the city of Chennai. And we used to conduct mediation, and we used to set right the dispute between the parties as a mediator. So mediation conciliation is similar. So you can understand third party between the disputants, either to mediate or reconcile their relationship. Here also a third party will be there. The third party will be a mediator. So the negotiation. What is negotiation? Negotiation means I have a dispute with the other person. So I do not want any third parties. We will have an interaction. We will have a dialogue. We will have a negotiation. We will settle the dispute. This is one. And benefits of ADR. What is the benefits of ADR? I would like to say, in India, we had Arbitration Act in the year 1940, before independence. And then after independence, we had Arbitration Act 1996. And then in the Arbitration Act 1996, what I feel is that Arbitration Act 1996 is really a Western approach. It is a Western approach. And in India, we had a National Legal Services Authority Act. That act passed in the year 1987. In that we have Lok Adalat. In that we have provisions for Lok Adalat. You all know Lok Adalat is settling a lot of disputes in India. But that is also one way of an alternative dispute resolution, which is helping to settle the dispute in a speedy manner, rendering a speedy justice. So the Lok Adalat is there in the National Legal Services Authority Act 1987. And then in India, we passed the Arbitration Act 1996 to accommodate and harmonize the unilateral model in the United Nations. So that's the reason we passed the Arbitration Act 1996. And then these acts we have for the arbitration in India. So what I feel is that the National Legal Services Authority Act, in which we have Lok Adalat, that is actually an Indian approach. But the Arbitration Act 1996 is what I feel is it is a Western approach. So the benefits of ADR is suitable for multi-party disputes. There may be many parties to a problem, to a dispute. So the ADR will be suited for them. It is very less expensive and the flexibility of procedure. Because in the judiciary, in the court case filing, etc., the court, the judiciary, kind of a procedure is very, very tough. And in the ADR, the party have the choice to decide their procedure. So there is a flexibility of procedure. So the less complexity, it is not very tough. The procedure, the party can keep the easy procedure because it is their choice. And the party's choice of neutral third party. The parties can decide who is going to be my third party. In the court, when we file a case, I can't decide. This case, my case must be decided by this judge, this bench. I can't decide. So in the ADR, the parties have the choice to decide a neutral third party to settle the disputes. Create an outline. They can create how the disputes have to be settled. The arbitrator and the parties, they can sit together and they can settle, and then they can create a plan, an outline. And then likelihood of speed settlement. Speed, they can settle the disputes very speedy manner, and that is possible through ADR. And practical solutions tailored by the parties. The parties can come out with the solution. Instead of dragging the problem 10 years, they can think things and then they can come out with the practical solutions for a problem. The durability of agreements is very important in the ADR, and timely and speedy justice is rendered in ADR, and the preservation of relationships and reputation, that is very important between the parties. So confidentiality. So that is also very important. The ADR paves way for confidentiality. The speedy disposal of justice, that is done in ADR. In judiciary, when there is a lot of pendency of cases, there is no speedy justice, and then a lot of adjournments these advocates are getting. So the speedy justice is not possible. The judiciary, actually, the scenario is like that. You all must accept that. Even the advocates or the professors, the law students, we must accept. There is no speedy justice. Lot of pendency of cases, lot of adjournments advocates are getting. So these are all the perspectives we have to think about the judiciary. And then another thing is I have to tell you the different forms of ADR. The village panchayat So I would like to say, in the ancient period, we had a king's court. After that, we had the village panchayat system. Even now, the village panchayats are there in the villages. This is also type of an alternative dispute resolution, which the dispute has been settled outside the court, outside the walls of the court. So the online dispute resolution, we have now courses even in the Queen's Mary University, London, during the time of lockdown. They have launched a course, the LLM International Dispute Resolution. It is a 1-year LLM program, online LLM program. So the online dispute resolution is nowadays, it is booming across the world in every area. And case evaluation. The case evaluation is, there will be a neutral facilitator, a decider. What he will do, before a case has been filed in the courts, this neutral evaluator, he will take that matter and he will analyze the matter. He will look into the adequacies, inadequacies, advantages and disadvantages of each party, the weaknesses of the case, the strength of the case, and he will give an opinion to the parties. If you file the suit, you will get this remedy only. He will evaluate and he will say to the parties. So this is case evaluation. And then early neutral evaluation. After a case, before the case has been filed, in an early way, earlier to the case being filed, a neutral evaluator, the same like the case evaluation. The neutral evaluator will look into the case, the weakness and strength of the case, and he will give, this will be the solution. If you file the suit, you will get the solution. So this is early neutral evaluation. At a family group conference, there may be quarrels, disputes arising among the family members. So the family members, who is the head of the family, will sit with the family members and he will give a solution to the problems arising within the family. That is family group conference. And neutral fact finding. What is this neutral fact finding? When a case has been filed in the court, after the filing of the case, a neutral evaluator, he will look into the case and he will evaluate the weakness and strength of the matter, and he will tell this will be the remedy you will be getting. And this will be applicable to the scientific and then the complex facts related matters. And the organization ombudsman, you all know about ombudsman. The organization ombudsman says, he is a person who will decide on the matters within an institution, within an organization, independently and impartially. So that is organizational ombudsman. And arbitration, as I explained earlier, mediation, conciliation, negotiation. These are the different forms of media. Problems in India, very, very important point. More than giving lot of subject matter, more giving, if I give more different concepts, the definitions, the maxims, and then various subject matters, instead of that, I have to tell you all this. This is very important. What is the problem in India, in the judiciary? The tremendous increase in the cases. Lot of cases are increasing in the Supreme Court, in the High Court, in the district courts, and all over India. Every court, I want to say. So the burden on the courts, lot of burden on the courts. Due to the lot of increase in the cases, tremendous increase in the cases, there are a lot of burden on the courts. The stringent and tough procedures, the case filing, case numbering, cases getting listed, cases coming for a hearing, and the stringent tough procedures. That is also one way. One reason in India, one problem in India for the lack of speedy justice and lack of patience, tolerance, and common understanding between the people. The litigants, the clients, they don't have patience, they don't have tolerance, they don't have a common understanding of the problem. And that is also a problem in India. Lack of speedy justice. When there is increase in the case, when there is more pendency of the case, obviously you all know that there will be a lack of speedy justice. And the sixth one is pendency of cases. Lot of cases are pending in India. So seventh one, I don't have any fear to comment on this. Corruption. Everywhere corruption. That is one problem in India. Lack of innovation in the existing system. There is no innovation. There is no technology adoption. We all must think about the digitalization of judiciary. How the digitalization is going to take place. What are the steps can be taken to make the Indian judiciary innovative, to render justice to even to the poor people, even to the person who is not able to come to the Supreme Court of India. That kind of innovation must be there, that the judiciary must ensure justice is reaching everyone, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, and their economic status. That is very important. And then the lack of proper awareness. Many people don't have any awareness about the arbitration, mediation, conciliation, negotiation, etc., ADR, online dispute resolution. The awareness is very important. That's the reason I always encourage the youngsters to come for mediation trial. Go to the poor people, go to the villages, meet them, as their problems and try to give a remedy. No need to give them money. No need to serve them with anything. Freebies, etc., etc. Nonsense. No need anything. Help them. Give them a solution. Use your education. Channelize them in the right way and help them. The money and the freebies are not going to help them. But your education, your knowledge will help them. So the lack of proper awareness. So that's the reason the law students, young generations, they must go to the poor people, the village people, the uneducated, illiterate, and they have to give them a solution to their problems. And no mediation drives conducted to give justice, as I said, remedy to the problem of the poor in a mass level. Mediation drives are conducted. Even I was a part of many mediation drives, national and state level. But that is not in the mass level. It is not addressing the poor. That have to be taken into consideration. And many students, the law students, you are going for internship, you are going for a court observation, everything you are doing, client counseling, client management, office management, you all must go to the poor people, you all must go to the illiterate, and you must give a solution to their problems, and you must conduct a lot of mediation drives. Here I have to quote one thing. Mahatma Gandhiji, when he was an advocate, more than 20 plus years, in all his cases, he settled the dispute only through mediation. This has been quoted by Mahatma Gandhi. I am not telling on my own. Gandhi's words. So need to conduct more lok adalats. This is very important. So the father of nations supported the mediation, and he practiced it in real life. So how a person can practice? Money is not a matter in life. Money is not the objective of life. More than that, as a lawyers, as educated, learned advocates, we must think about our society, our people, our nation. That is very important. When we have that strong quality, that determination, that character, that kind of a mindset, obviously you people will be doing all this. So that's the reason through this event, I would like to encourage the young generations, the advocates and the legal fraternity to focus on these kind of areas. And 12th one, lot of adjournments. And 13th, a lot of red tapism. Red tapism, you all know very well. The government offices, the red tapism is a very big issue. No files has been moved, and then very laziness, and then there is no active in doing things and serving the society. So this is the problems in India. This has been, I have not referred anything. These are all my own perspective, my own observation, and my own preparation. Conclusion. Justice delayed is justice denied. Justice hurried is justice buried. The Constitution is supreme above all, and the Constitution is the soul of India. See, the soul of India. India is away. So what I say is, the Constitution is the soul of India, and India is the soul of all of us. So we have to remember these words always. All the humanity needs is the life with dignity, the self-respect, the education, the social justice, the equality in everything, opportunities, peace, harmony, welfare, happiness, nothing else. Let our legal fraternity work for the above. This is my conclusion. And I would like to tell everyone, as the time given to me is 30 minutes, I'm rushing up very fast, nothing else. But I have covered everything, the basics of alternative dispute resolution. This is just a beginner session actually. But what I would like to tell here is that the importance of mediation in today's scenario, that is very important. Because when the family disputes come to you, when the disputes of many people, poor people, when it comes to you, kindly try to help them to attain a solution. Instead of adding a case to an office, your office, kindly help them in attaining to a solution and kindly give them an amicable solution. That's the reason we all are educated. We all are having a knowledge. So that is very important. What I would like to tell you here is that in India, every lawyers, the advocates, all the law students, the legal fraternity, we all must ensure the poor people, even the poor people, they must get justice in the Supreme Court of India. I would like to tell here, I would like to quote here. The poor people, they don't have any access to the Supreme Court. They are not able to spend more for the litigation expenses. So, in all the areas in our society, we have lawyers, we have law officers, the legal fraternity. So wherever you are, try to help the poor people, the underprivileged, the weaker section. That is very important, and that is the message I would like to give to the session. So alternative dispute resolution and the mediation will really be a good option to help the poor, the underprivileged, weaker section, and the downtrodden. This is the message I would like to tell in the session. Because when it comes to judiciary, it is my open statement. It is my transparent, open statement. Poor people are not able to access to the higher judiciary. This is my opinion. This is my view. So how a solution, a justice can be rendered to them? That is only through alternative dispute resolution, the mediations, the arbitration, and all these etc. processes, which I have listed out in my presentation. So the remaining time is 10 minutes. So I would like to take the questions. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, I have one question. So you state mediation, arbitration, everything. That how it can be differ from mediation to arbitration, sir? How the mediation and arbitration give one difference to each, sir? How it can be differ to each other, sir?
I will tell you. So when it comes to arbitration, these all are alternative dispute resolution. These all are alternative dispute resolution. So the arbitration is that I have told you very clear. The parties will be having an arbitration agreement. Okay. In the agreement, they will have an understanding between them. If any dispute arises, we will settle the dispute through arbitration. But in the mediation, you need not want any agreement. Because I told you I am a permanent ambassador of IMW. And then I visited many underprivileged, weaker section areas, the poor people areas. And then we have conducted mediation drive and we have tried our level best to give a solution to them. And we have advised them in various matters, whatever the problems they express to us. So in this, we don't have any agreement. I was given an opportunity to serve in the Indian Mediation Week, Ministry of Law and Justice, Government of India. And I was conducting a mediation drive and I was giving a solution. So to be a mediator, you need not want any agreement. This is the slight difference between the arbitration and mediation.
Okay, sir. I have the another one. So you said that the ADR is to be most helpful to be poor people can only able to get easy remedy, speedy justice in that area. So most of the poor people didn't have any idea about that. They didn't know itself ADR is giving the speedy justice for their issues. So it is what is the way to convey the people to have the speedy justice in the ADR? How can we approach to people, sir? If you have any, only the creating awareness is only to enough to the people to know this is the type, one of the type of in judiciary we have that ADR, you can go approach there. Only awareness is only enough, sir. Or any other have idea, can you suggest, sir?
What I would say is that this is really a good question because this question is really important, and then the answer for this question will be a good message to everyone. I am very confident on that. You are asking how we will make the awareness. That is your question, right? So that's the reason we all are educated. The advocates, the lawyers, the law students, because you people are conducting a lot of awareness programs, legal awareness programs, free legal aid camps you are conducting. We have NSS. Every institutions across India, we have National Social Service Team, right? So through these events, you need to conduct the camp for arbitration, the mediation camps, the mediation drive. And you have to conduct this in villages, the weaker section, the underprivileged, poor people, downtrodden areas, and you have to address their problems and you have to give the solution. This is the only way we can make awareness on the mediation, the arbitration, and the alternative dispute resolution. So who has the duty to do that? Whether a doctor can do this, whether an engineer can do this. As a law student, they must have that responsibility and they must have the interest and dedication and commitment to do that. That is very important. That's the reason I'm telling. The law students, the legal fraternity, the advocates only can do this. And the judges can encourage this. That's it.
Thank you, sir.
And even many judges, our own honorable judges, they all are encouraging arbitration. Even for the recent Rama Janmabhoomi case, how the dispute has been settled. Judgment has been delivered by the Supreme Court. Before that, an mediation committee has been constituted, right? To give a solution for this problem. So many cases, even the honorable judges are telling to go for mediation, go for arbitration. That's the reason I am also telling here, as an advocate, what I feel is that some disputes can be settled through judiciary. Some disputes cannot be settled through judiciary. So that we itself can guide our clients to go for a mediation. We itself can guide our clients for arbitration. No need money, nothing. We need solution. We need peace of the client. We need happiness of the client. That is very important. If we have that mindset, we will suggest them and advise them in such a way. That's the reason I'm telling the advocates, the young people, if you are coming to this profession, kindly look into the scenarios, the situations, the problems faced by the clients, give them the solution the right way. All the client need is the peace, harmony, happiness. That's it. Anything else? Any questions?
Sir, thank you so much, sir. Participants, if you have any doubts, you can ask question to sir.
I want to tell you the participants, time given to me is just a half an hour. I thought it would be 1 hour. I am rushing up very fast because I have to give all the message, all the concepts and everything. That's the reason even the PPT last hour only I prepared. So any questions you can ask. We have 4 minutes, 50 seconds.
Participants, if you have any doubts or any queries, you can post your question in chat box or else ask to direct to sir. Sir, if participants have any queries, I will surely share these questions to you, sir. You can reply to this, sir. Just now we have time, just have 3 minutes, 3 more minutes, sir. The 3 more minutes I have to give vote of thanks, sir. So if you have students have any queries, definitely I contact you, I share this question, you can answer them, sir.
Any questions, participants?
Sir? Okay, sir, shall I start to giving the vote of thanks, sir?
Yeah, thank you so much, Afrin Banu, for your wonderful organizing skills. And I thank Sabita Law School for the invitation. I'm very happy to be in the Sabita Law School CIMATS virtually. And I thank all the participants. And any doubts, anytime, please feel free to connect me. And you can get my mail ID and my social media IDs from Afrin Banu, and you can connect anytime. Thank you so much.
Sir, I have to give vote of thanks to us, sir. Please wait for 2 minutes, sir. Sir?
Yes. I'm waiting.
On behalf of our team members, I'm deeply indebted to thanks to our resource person, Mr. Abhishek Castro, sir. Thank you so much for coming, sir. So really, you have made this time is very meaningful for us, sir. So thank you for spending your valuable time here, sir. So this is my foremost gratitude. Thank my institution for giving an incredible opportunity to conducting this kind of webinar. So I thank our principal ma'am, Dr. Asha Sundaram, as well as my faculty coordinator, Boneshwari ma'am, as well as my team members. So at least and most grateful to you all who are spending your precious time here. So once again, I thank from my bottom of heart. Thank you everyone for your valuable time spent here. Thank you so much. The meeting is going to be end. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.